Hey guys, it's me, Michael Macintosh. Just having my morning coffee here, like my Facebook mug. um, yeah, I'm still banned from Facebook, but anyway, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You guys did me a favor, frankly. Um, I was just doing some reading about the Democratic Party in the United States and the history of the Democratic Party, reading all the way back to President Adams. And back then it was the Democratic Republican Party. But it seems like they've always kind of caused problems for the United States, even as far back as like 1790, whatever, 1790s. Yeah, if you do your research, you'll see that the Democratic Republican Party has kind of always been seeking to undermine the Republic of the United States. Um, so it seems fitting at some point that it, it effectively broke in half and became the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, because it was necessary for some people to focus on preserving the Republic, because the Democratic Republican Party uh, for, close to 100 years um, refused to do that. They were very much interested in policies that were counter to the American Republic, the new country, and I think, frankly, today still are. I mean, if you're really interested in and believe in and support the Constitution of the United States of America, which is the foundational framework of our republic, then the Democratic Party of today, even now in 2019, will have a problem with you. I'm pretty sure I've seen that in my own personal life. I mean, I'm no, I'm not like I don't generally take sides when it comes to the political spectrum. I tend to really be conscious of staying in the middle and seeing things from as neutral a perspective as possible. And I see what they do. If even trying to be neutral, if I don't conform to their agenda, or I get behind something like freedom of speech or freedom of expression, or the Second Amendment, right to bear arms, right to defend yourself. If I get behind something like the Fourth Amendment, which protects you from search and seizure, or the 14th Amendment, which is equal protection under the law. Republicans, generally speaking, even the neoconservatives like the Bush administration, who are not really Republicans, they're kind of a different type of thing. Those guys never have a problem with that. They're always pretty fine with those basic constitutional guarantees. It's the people on the left, the Democrats, the Democratic militants, shall we call them, because that's how I view them at this point. They're militantly against the Republic. Um, they are, they actively work against that, and the people who support and promote these things, they engage in, generally, a lot of them, what I believe to be sedition and should be considered seditious. A lot of these people should be tried for sedition. Just looking at even, and I hate to say it because I like the guy. I think he has immense potential. I think he's a brilliant person, but he's just on the wrong side of the argument and behaving in an inappropriate manner. Looking at recent speeches by Barack Obama, for our former president, talking about our current president, Donald Trump. Well, excuse me. Not only is it just, as George W. Bush has put it, bad for the country for a former president to criticize a current president. It's not just bad for the country, it's illegal. We have laws dating back to the 1790s that spell out clearly what sedition is. Look up the Alien and Sedition Acts that President Adams signed into law. If you engage in sedition, which is speech or conduct that is designed to foster any sort of rebellion or active working against the present government, well, you can be tried for that and thrown in jail for 10 years. So, Barack Obama, if you're out there watching, seriously, you better be careful, man, because what you're doing is, it's not just bad for the country. I know you probably think it's just a joke and it's funny and, you're getting political brownie points and whatnot by engaging in this kind of behavior. You probably think it's funny and this kind of thing, and it's, guaranteed by freedom of expression and speech, but, there's a difference between free expression and engaging in sedition. And what you're doing, and other people in your camp, is engaging in sedition. And, that's not a way to win an election. Like, you got elected twice already because you had good ideas. Now, you didn't implement any of those ideas effectively, in my opinion. But you got elected because you had good ideas. Now, if you could have spelled out a way to implement those and display that to the American people, maybe your party would still be in office, but I think the American people are smarter than that and have realized that you told people what they wanted to hear in order to get elected, and didn't really do anything for 8 years other than behind the scenes stuff that people are still only finding out about. But, if you think that the American people are dumb and are somehow going to fall for that again, think again. It's just not going to happen. You know, people my age who are now old enough to hold office are a lot smarter than that, than a lot smarter than you give us credit for. Than a lot smarter than older generations give us credit for, like the Gen X crowd and the baby boomers. We know what's up. We remember our grandparents' generation and what they taught us. And we haven't forgotten that. So if you think that somehow your older generations are just going to keep perpetuating these lies and manipulation tactics against younger generations and maintain your political power, you're sorely mistaken, because, you know, we remember stuff and we read and we have all the information at our fingertips. It's called the internet, you know, the thing that our grandparents invented and that you guys are trying to control. So, excuse me, and I hope you realize, you know, I'm saying these things respectfully, and you're not the government anymore, so I'm not engaging in any sort of like seditious slanderous, libelous behavior here. This is, I'm in fact standing up for the present government, who are doing their very best, as far as I can tell, to create a good situation out of a bad situation that came as a result of 16 years of neoconservative government and ultra-left-wing communist-style authoritarianism. We went from bad to worse. Now our present government, I believe, is a balanced middle ground, conservative, Republican-oriented administration, and that's their view of things. And I think they behaved in a very reasonable, rational, understandable manner for the last couple of years. And I think if you really want to be effective with the pulpit that you have in being able to reach people and help them, instead of using the pulpit for your own selfish gain, then, you know, you really should try to get on board with what's going on right now and understand what's going on right now, and stop listening to the idiot left-wing controlled media, because, you know, who's worse, the fool or the fool who follows him? That's what my grandfather taught me, I remember. Who's worse, a fool or a fool who follows him? Well, I'd argue that the left-wing media are fools, but if you're listening to them and following them, then yes, you're a bigger fool. So thanks, Granddad. Alright, this is Michael Macintosh. My coffee's done, so I'm out of here. Over and out.